Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. I'm so glad that you're alive. I'm so glad that you're alive. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're a human being on this planet. I'm so glad that you're a beautiful animal, a sentient being. You're so great. You know what? I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for all of you. I think that you can make it. I think we're going to make a good time of this. I think it's going to be a good time. This is the Pick Your Battle Show. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. Thank you so much for being here. Let's go, says Jeffrey Phillips. Heck yeah, let's go, Jeffrey Phillips. We're going, Jeffrey Phillips. This is happening now, man. This is happening right now. Can you believe it? Listen, Jeffrey Phillips. Listen, we're doing this. I'm gonna put the question of the day on the stream on the screen in just a second. As soon as StreamYard will let me do that. I don't know why it's not. It's very annoying that it's messing with me right now. It's giving me all sorts of problems. Why would it do this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to me, StreamYard? Man, I'm so glad. I'm gonna get rid of StreamYard. I'm decided I'm gonna start doing something else. I'm gonna start doing OBS because this is ridiculous, man. I can't win with this bullshit. Let me see if I can shrink it down and blow it back up. There we go. Let's shrink it down and blow it back up. Maybe that'll reset some things here. Yeah, there we go. All right, now we got this. You got to do everything yourself these days. You got to do everything yourself. Listen, Pick Your Battles call-in show. You can call in show right now. It's morningsky.live/PYB, and you can bring your own battles. But the question that I'm asking today is, if your family commits a crime, if your family member commits a crime, do you turn them in? That's the question. Of course, I've got my Venmo up there. I've got all the things that all the things you're supposed to have on the things, and I'm pretty proud of that. I think we got this. Thank you for being here, everybody. I'm really happy that you're alive and well. Here we go. Let's do that. I don't know. People said they wanted me to have a different stuff. They wanted me to be all in the biz, and now we're on stream doing everything the right way. Okay, here we go. People like to have the horizontal, and it's messing me up because I was just doing vertical, but now the horizontal because they wanted to listen to me in the background. And that's great. I want the viewers, and I want to make the people happy. I want to make you happy. And I hope that I do. I hope that it's all about making you happy. Smash that like button, man. Smash it. Hit it. She knows you're leaving her, so she's giving up on you. Oh my God, Johnny Vegan Seed, who are you talking to? She knows you're leaving her, so she's giving up on you. What are you saying? Johnny Vegan Seed, you're so hardcore. What is that? Just a random weird chat that I just got. Thank you so much. If you're watching on Kick or Twitch, please do me a favor, or Facebook, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. You don't have to watch on YouTube, but I'd appreciate if you'd subscribe and be a channel member. Drop a super chat. Do the things that you're supposed to do to show that you didn't do. Oh, StreamYard knows she's pissed. Yeah, she's pissed. She knows I'm leaving. It's upsetting, but I can't afford StreamYard anymore. She's too fickle a mistress. It's hard. She costs too much money. She's finicky. She's high maintenance. And she does a lot for me, and we've been together a long time. But I feel like it's just time. Me and StreamYard got to part ways. Sucks. I'd like to stay together, but I just can't afford her. She's an expensive, fickle friend. What's the crime? Parking wrong? I don't know. What do you think? Is parking wrong a crime? I don't know. What do you think? I want to know what you mean. If you think that a crime is a parking thing, or would you turn them in? Does it depend on the crime? Your loyalty depends on what crime they committed? Interesting. I'd love to know more. Why do you feel that way? Why do you think that that's a thing? The obligation to report a family member to the state assumes the state is a trustworthy arbiter of justice. That's why I want to ask this question. Do you think the state is a trustworthy arbiter of justice? Do you think that if you turn somebody in, they will seek justice, that justice will be here on May Day? Today is May Day. Do you think Do you think that the state can be trusted with justice, with topics of justice, with matters of justice? The state? For most people throughout history, it has not been a very good arbiter of justice. Loyalty to family over loyalty to the state isn't a moral failure. It's rational self-preservation against institutions that have earned their distrust. The institutions have earned their distrust. Your family, you only get one of those. The state could go at any moment. You're going to turn in your family member. I don't care what crime it is. I don't care what crime it is. Call in and tell me which crime you'd turn your family in for. Tell me. morningsky.live/BYB. PYB, pick your battles. morningsky.live/pick your battles. Come on the show and hang out with me, Jeffrey Phillips. Jeffrey Phillips, come on the show and hang out with me. I just left StreamYard after 3 years. $45 a month. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the pro plan, I guess, man. It's expensive and it's coming up. They want, you pay by the year, and I'm just like, I can't afford it. I can't afford it in this economy. I can't afford a pot to piss in, my mom used to say. I can't afford a pot to piss in. Man, I can't afford a pot to piss in, and you're charging me these prices, StreamYard? Is StreamYard even an American company? I don't even know if StreamYard is an American company. Murder is bad, okay? Okay, murder's bad, okay? Would you turn them in? Would you turn someone in? Felony crime. I'm not around those kind of people. Well, yes, you are. Yes, you are. You never heard about how every American is guilty of 3 felonies just walking around? The claim that the average American commits 3 felonies a day is popular. It's metaphorical. But it's derived from lawyer Harvey Silvergate's book, 3 Felonies a Day, How the Feds Target the Innocent. It highlights that vast overlapping federal regulations make it possible to unknowingly violate laws, potentially creating legal jeopardy for literally anyone. All of you are felons. Everybody's a felon. You're a felon the moment you wake up in the morning. You're a felon because of overlapping federal laws, federal regulations. Harvey Silverglade, a criminal defense attorney, argues in his book that due to overcriminalization, ordinary people frequently commit, without even knowing it, crimes that could technically be prosecuted as felonies. You're a felon, Brad Pitbull. You're a felon, and you don't even know. You don't even know. You don't even know that Elon Musk has spent millions of dollars trying to look like me. I got born this way, baby. He's the Temu version of me. He just wants to be a real man. He has to get all this gender-affirming care to get hair plugs and teeth. He got his teeth redone. I never had a cavity. I've never had any work done. I mean, I'm pretty proud of my teeth. Like nothing. Never had anything done. I just brush them. 3 times a day. I just brush these motherfuckers. I just brush these teeth every day, and they stay in my head. It's amazing. I just brush them in the back. I brush them in the front. Brush my tongue. And you know what? My teeth, they stay in my head longer. I don't know why that works for me and nobody else, but it works great for me. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the situation. Thank you very much for coming to the show. But Elon Musk also got a penis implant to make me, I'm flattered. They say that imitation is the greatest form of flattery. And you know what? The richest man who ever lived on planet Earth has spent millions of dollars of gender-affirming care to look like me. He's had injections of testosterone because I got too much testosterone flowing through my veins, baby. I got that masculine urge to overthrow the government, man. You're a felony. You're a felon, man. You're a felon. You're a felon, hon. Yep. You're a felon like Magellan. You're all felons. You're all felons. So what are you going to do? Do you floss? Sometimes. Sometimes I floss. I drink a lot of water. Honestly, I think it's because I've always drunk a lot of water and I almost never drink soda pop or sugary drinks. And about the most sugary things I eat are California raisins, man. California raisins. That's about as sugary as I get. I don't like all this sugary shit. I drink my coffee black. I drink my tea black. You know what's in my tea right now? 2 leaves of spearmint mint. Spearmint that I got from my garden. And my fingers smell like spearmint because I ripped up the spearmint in my hand. It smells. I said, God damn. That spearmint tastes so good. It smells so good. It's great in my tea. Damn. Son, listen. You should come on and talk to me on the show. morningsky.live/PYB. Come on and talk to me on the show if you want to talk to me about dental hygiene. I'll give you all the hook. I'm 6'5". I weigh 240 pounds. Last time I weighed myself, I think about 240 pounds. Feeling a little soft in the middle right now, but I'm about 240 pounds, son. Pure man meat. What you got going on? 6'5", 240, all sorts. I got my 190 T levels, baby. I got that masculine urge to make the world a better place. I got that masculine urge to protect the innocent. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? That's what I want to know. Bartleby. I'm at the FSSA office, and it smells like farts in here. Damn, Circle. You know what? Smoking Blunty, I feel sorry for you. I got 99 problems, but farts ain't one. So you don't only look like Elon Musk, you're also built like him. Yeah, baby. No, Elon Musk is built like a. How tall is he? Is he like 5'9"? I don't know how tall he is. How tall is Elon Musk? It's gonna lie no matter what. It's always gonna lie. Ooh, he's short. He's 6'2". He's just a little shorty. He weighs 205 pounds. I don't believe him. Nah, I mean, I'm like most men. I get like I go. I mix up, sometimes I'm big, sometimes I got lots of muscles, sometimes I got less, sometimes I'm running and I'm thin. Like when I was training for marathons, I got thinner. Sometimes I stream too much. I get a little jelly in my belly, just like most men, It's a thing. You go through life. Life is filled with your body changes over time. You get buff, you get skinny, you get fat, you get buff, you get skinny, like everybody else. I'm always around 225, 240, something like that. That's always about where I'm at. Even if I work out every day, the lightest I've ever been is 180, but I was running marathons, I was running. You wouldn't believe me, but I run like the wind blows. That's right. I don't know. It's funny that people say I look like Elon Musk, but Elon Musk just looks like he looks like a trans man, doesn't he? He looks like he's had too much stuff done. He looks like he's had a lot of work done. No shade on trans people at all. I mean, you do what you need to do to make yourself feel like you're you. That's I'm super supportive of that. But Elon Musk, he looks like he's had a lot of work done, and he has because you've seen pictures of him before and after. The dude ain't the same. I wake up like this every day. I just roll out of bed. This is how I look. Like a real man. Skyjack, you're as handsome as ever. Thank you, Seneco, the Wormbo fan. You want to come on the show? morningsky.live/PYB. Come on the show. Anybody can come on the show and hang out with me. It's just so weird. He's a trans man who hates trans men. It's seriously, he's had so much gender-affirming care, and yet he hates the trans. He hates the trans folks. It's very bizarre. Donald Trump, too, has had he does gender-affirming care every day. He's had his scalp reduced. He's had lipo. He's had he's had his teeth done. Those are all veneers. Those aren't his real teeth. These are my real teeth. I mean, they're kind of white. I got a yellow light on me right now. It's not really fair, but my teeth are pretty white for never having no veneers. I just brush them. Never had a cavity. I got my wisdom teeth too. I never got them yanked. I got my wisdom teeth. They told me, hey, you want to keep them? I'm like, they're like, it's gonna hurt. They might get infected. I said, fuck them. I want them. I don't want shit taken out of me. You want to take my teeth, take my fucking brain, to lobotomize me at the same time. I don't know why people always want to get little pieces taken out of them, man. Oh, it hurts. It hurt. They hurt came in. I remember they hurt coming in. They hurt. My eyes were glassy for weeks, months maybe. I was just like, my eyes were like just constant pain. But they're still there. You know what? I'm not bothered by them. I can feel My back teeth, my wisdom teeth. I don't know. LOL, no knows there is a physical difference in men and women's sports. Men and women's sports. What is with you guys at sports? What sports? What sport are you playing that you're afraid of people? What sport are you in? Do you play sports? I play chess. I play chess, and they got a women's league and a men's league, but the women can play in the men's league, but the men can't play in the women's league, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally okay with women being able to play in the men's league and men not being able to play in the women's league. I'm totally all right with that. We got to promote chess with the ladies. It's not fair. Women don't get exposed to chess, and it's a beautiful game. I think everyone should be able to play it. I'm always trying to find people to play chess. I've been talking to this one girl I really like, just as friends. I think, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what the deal is. It's that stage where we're just talking, and I asked her if she knows how to play chess. She's like, I know how the pieces move, and I was like, it's not really. Yeah, I mean, everyone knows how the pieces move, right? Everyone knows how everyone knows the pieces move. Like, do you know? Like, can you play? Like, can you play a game of chess, man? That's all. But no one ever wants to know. Yeah, because men are smarter. No, men are exposed at an earlier age to games like chess, and so the other part is it's not about smarts at all. There are female. I don't know. How many female grandmasters in chess have there been? 44 women have achieved the highest title of grandmasters. 44. Not bad. Women make up just over 2% of total grandmasters, which is a big deal because the first one to ever win the title was in 1978. So 2% of the history of chess, you know what I mean? They've been playing a long fucking time. And so in chess, the only 2%, but that's a messed up number because they've only really been allowed to play with the guys since 1975 or something. And so there's grandmasters on the list of chess. It's not because the reason why there's a women's chess league is because dudes are fucking assholes and women need a women's only space where they're not being accosted and treated like shit by men. So they invented the women's chess league to make it more a safer space for women to learn chess and get good at chess and play together. So I think it's great. I think it's a great thing. Women's chess masters exist, and that's great. And if they want, they can join the general, the good ones, the high one, the the grandmasters. Grandmasters, though, it takes so much of your time, and like, who wants to be a grandmaster in chess, really? But there have been many grandmasters who are women. Yeah. No woman has ever. Yes, there have been 44 women have achieved the highest title of grandmasters. The first one was Nona Gaprindashvili, who won it in 1978. Yeah, that's it. That's from the International Chess Federation. Yeah. So no, you're wrong and you're a liar. So this is the problem. People say stupid things. Men are smarter. You're so stupid you don't even know what a chess master is. You don't even know what a grandmaster is. But that's okay. That's all right. You could call in if you want to call in and tell me why you think men are so smart and women are so stupid. Call in. I'd love to hear what your opinion is. I'd love to hear it. I'm trying to have a dialectic with people. I'm trying to learn what people got going on, what they're thinking about, There's a documentary about these Russian girls that destroyed the men in chess. Yeah, well, the Russians, they're always good at chess, aren't they? And Russians let women in before the men, before the Americans. Like Russian women were exposed to chess way earlier than American women. It just isn't cool for American women to play chess. It's becoming cool though, like with the Botez sisters and Nemo chess. They're doing really cool stuff, and they're ladylike. And there's a bunch of them now that are like chess influencers. They usually play other games as well, but they're quite good at chess. And for me, I like it because those ladies, they talk about chess in a much more accessible way, let's say. Like, I love watching the women who are chess influencers because they talk about chess in a more fun and interesting way. And I'm just a casual player. I'm never gonna be a grandmaster. Although I beat a chess master once. Then I'm not lying. I beat a chess, not a grandmaster, but a chess. I beat a master, and it will go down in history as one of my favorite. I beat him a couple times, but once I beat him in a very public way, and it was exciting. Like the whole town was watching. I was very excited to beat him. His name was Matt Gaffney. You can look him up. He makes crossword puzzles and sudokus for a living, and I beat him at chess. On I beat him a few times in speed chess because I love speed chess and I'm good at that. But you can win on luck sometimes in speed chess. But I beat him in an untimed game, and man, oh man, I'll be proud of that till the day I die. Mm-hmm. That's right. You're not backstage, Jeffrey Phillips. Where are you? You're not backstage. You aren't backstage. Where are you? Where are you at? You ain't backstage. Jeffrey Phillips, what do you mean you're backstage? Come on the show. Hold on. I'm going to check the link really fast. https://morningsky.live/pyb. I want to make sure that the link is working because you say that shit, but you were not there. Get in the ring. I'm entering the stream. And I'm in. Oh, Ben G's in here. Nice. How you feeling? Ben G? Hey, how are you? Hey, this is weird though. Where are we right now? Can people see us? No, how weird. Something is going on the back end, man. Give me a second. God damn it. Why isn't this live? What? Okay, so, something is going on with the stream. So I've set up, I guess I've kind of accidentally set up um a miss here. Jeff, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a different link, okay? I'm terribly sorry about this. I don't know why this is happening. I see you in the backstage area. Let me give you a different link, okay? Here you go. I'm gonna give this to you right now. Here's the link. There's the link. There's a link for everyone. That should bring you to where you need to go. I don't know why there's this secret back area. So now I have to go out of here and I need to. There you are. Thank you so much. Hey, welcome to the show. You wore a helmet. Life is hard. Wear a helmet.
I'm actually I only have a couple minutes. I'm going on a bike ride in a second.
You're going on a bike ride. Where are you going? Are you going to a very far off place?
Yeah, we have it's like 80 miles with 8,000 feet of elevation. It's a pretty serious ride. It's a big booty ride for sure.
80 miles is a big booty ride. Do you often go on such long? Do you call, they call the 100, they call it a century. Do they call these octogenarians? What do they call it?
No, I think we have metric centuries, which are like 60 miles, and then there's a imperial that's 100 miles. We try and do at least a century every couple of months.
God, so crazy.
But right now we're scouting a route we're going to do an actual race at. I have my wife keeps me in check with the fitness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she got me into cycling. She's real serious about it.
She's very seriously. So she's probably got a big booty too. Not to be rude, but
it's a tiny, very strong, tiny little booty.
Usually, ladies that are really into cycling are really into. They look like kangaroos. I don't know. When I was in
Yeah,
when I was in the San Francisco Bay, cycling is very popular there.
yeah.
Because but all the hills. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's the because the
The
hills
hills, yeah.
get you that
Well, there's
kangaroo.
track cyclists. A lot of people ride single speed in San Francisco,
Oh
which will
yeah,
make you get real strong legs.
fixies. They
Yeah,
ride fixies. I
yeah.
tried to ride a fixie and I was like, no, this is too dangerous. Why do
Yeah.
people do this? People
So
eat.
those kind of cyclists, they have really big legs. We're endurance cyclists, so we're like as
Oh, you're
skinny power
Skinny
to
Bones
weight as
Jones.
possible. Just
Nice.
sugar water all day, like. So you
Very
said you
cool.
live in Orange County?
I do. I live in Orange County,
Oh,
California.
I grew up
God's
in
country.
Newport.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You did. I live in a little place on the other side of the canyon of Laguna Beach Canyon. It used to be
Okay.
part of Laguna Beach, but now it's called the Old Plant.
Laguna's cool.
Laguna's
I
great.
go on
Yeah, I mean,
bike rides there every once in a while. It's nice up there.
yeah, I mean, Laguna's amazing. I mean, the
Yeah,
top of the world and all that stuff. I live on the other side of the canyon, called Aliso Viejo.
I know where that is.
Yeah, it used to be. It actually used to be. What do you call it? Laguna Beach. When Laguna Beach was bigger, that this
South
area I
County.
live in. Yeah, so sometimes people are like, "Oh, you're living Laguna Beach because my zip code still says that sometimes." But
Yeah,
it hasn't been Laguna Beach for like 20 years. But
yeah,
I feel like I can. But I used to work in Laguna, and I loved it. I miss it. It's a,
yeah. There was a young, vibrant scene there in the '90s, but it's pretty old money, that area.
Oh
Old
yeah,
hippie money.
they killed all the
Yeah,
gays and the hippies and the artists. Like
yeah,
every once in a while, you see some gays and hippies and artists, and they try to keep that vibe going in Laguna. So they
yeah,
do try to keep that going, but a lot of it becomes artificial because most people can't afford to live there. So like a lot of the gallery co-ops and stuff, those are all gone. But there's famous artists who have galleries there now, which I mean, it's kind of cool to go look at art in Laguna with the beach and everything, but
yeah.
for some
Sawdust
young
Festival.
yeah, Sawdust Festival's great. That's awesome. You know, those
Yeah,
Sawdust Festival is getting worse though because you have to live and work. You have to live or have a studio space in Laguna Beach to be in the Sawdust Festival.
hmm.
Like I couldn't be in the Sawdust Festival.
Yeah.
But what that means is a lot of these like crazy young artists that do cool shit, they
Get
can't be in
ignored.
they're
Yeah,
not in Laguna Beach anymore, you know? Or these plein air art, like we're really into plein air art. It can't be done anymore. You still see the
yeah,
artists in Laguna. You still see them if you go there. People are there painting outside and stuff. But man, you don't there's no like when I was a kid there were gay bars and like artists. Usually gay bars and artists they kind of generate each other, you know?
yeah,
A lot of artists are gay and a lot of gay they like going to bars so
yeah.
um but yeah, so you're about I love the hat. You look like you're from the 90s. I think it looks rad.
I'm from the
uh
'90s.
yeah. Did you want to argue about something or did you have something would you turn in your family if they
No, I
committed
mean,
a crime?
so the overwhelming majority of laws are policies and they're victimless crimes.
Yeah.
Obviously, 90%, 99% of the laws should be ignored, and especially laws that actually violate rights should. It's your responsibility to ignore those laws.
It's your duty.
Um,
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
but obviously, the M word, the R word, stealing. There are violations that are rights violations. Should you report to the state? I'm more of a fan of communities dealing with problems like
Me
that.
too.
The
Yeah.
level heads of the community adjudicating what needs to happen. When I
Mm-hmm.
lived in Nicaragua. Um, there was this crazy guy that would run through town screaming. I think he had Tourette's or something.
Mm-hmm.
And like one day, he came into the market with all the ladies selling vegetables and stuff, and he
Mm-hmm.
started yelling, and all the ladies jumped up and ran up to him and started dancing with them and stuff. And they
Yeah.
like danced with them for a while, and they turned him around and sent him out the door with a smile on his face. And I was just like,
That's
what did
one
I
way to
just
hire.
see?
Yeah,
You know?
that's the way to handle the
Yeah.
town. I think in America we just like we would ignore him, wouldn't we? Be like,
Yeah.
oh, call the
Oh, we'd be
cops.
scared and
Hmm.
reject him even more, which doesn't help someone with mental health problems.
No, in
Uh,
fact, I think in America we'd probably call the police. The police would come and shoot him.
Possibly shoot him, yeah, for sure.
Like you introduce guns into the equation, and it's always that. It's always, yeah, we'll just shoot him. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like cops are looking for a reason to pull those guns.
Yeah,
Get on the
what's
ground. Get on the
crazy
ground.
is like I watch a lot of these like body cam videos, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
the police are coming across people with mental health problems a lot.
Well, we
And
have a
they
mental
still
health.
don't know how to deal with them, and they still haven't figured out that, hey, maybe we need like another group of people that shows up when it's a mental health issue going on, and not
Yeah,
the
why
cop.
couldn't we have an 811? It's an
Yeah,
emergency, but we don't need guns.
yeah,
Probably not guns. Leave the gun in the car for now. How about
yeah.
that? Like an 811 emergency.
Or have certain cops that have guns, and most of them don't, or like,
Mm-hmm.
or have cops have their own liability insurance, so if they shoot someone for the wrong reason, they don't get to be a cop again.
That
There's a
would be
lot
great.
of
I
things
like that.
that could
There's a lot.
fix the problem.
You think there's a lot of ways to fix policing in America where I just want to throw it out. But I just want to throw it out and start over because at the end of the day, we're talking about like, are you really gonna train Officer McNamara, and he's gonna go and be the nice cop that helps the person with mental illness? I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna be all right. He's not gonna all of a sudden turn over a new leaf. Do you remember? You're old enough. You probably remember the Dare program. Do you remember
Yeah,
it? Did you
I
have a
was I
Dare
was a
officer?
Dare award-winning student.
You were.
Oh yeah,
I wish I still had my T-shirt, honestly,
yeah,
but I loved the Dare program
yeah.
because not because of the message um of no drugs, because that, if for people who don't know, the Dare program was about drug abuse resistance education. Don't abuse drugs, and it was just say no. And what it was, it started in Los Angeles and it spread to the rest of California, and then the rest of America did it for a while. But the cops would come to your school and they would teach a class about drugs, and it was a uniformed police officer, and it was the only time in my life where I could say I had a positive relationship with a cop.
Yep.
It's the only time. I loved that cop. He told me all these stories. We had honest interchange, honest exchange with the students. I remember one time they asked him, if some kid asked him, "Have you ever killed somebody?" And the cop told his story about how he killed a guy.
Yikes.
But it was
Yeah.
so honest. It made me feel for this cop. Off Officer, God damn it, he's had some Irish name too. And it was like,
O'Malley or something.
yeah, Finnegan or some shit. I forget. Yeah, I forget his last name. But it was a Kennedy. It was like a Kennedy, like that kind of name, like like an
Yeah, I
Irish name.
remember our Dare Cop being pretty cool. And I remember I like won some award up in front of the class,
Yeah.
but obviously it didn't work on me because I got involved in some stuff.
Everybody
And
still
really,
did
it just
drugs.
kind of educated me on what drugs were, when
I
I
mean,
didn't
but
even
that's
know what they were.
it's so funny because it didn't work. It didn't get people to stop doing drugs. But I think it was still the greatest program the LAPD ever did, or the PDs ever
Possibly.
did, because it gets you in front of kids. It gets the cops. They don't, because the only time you experience anything with a police officer, they're taking away your brother, they're taking
Well,
away your
it's kind
dad,
of
they're
an
taking.
unrealistic interpretation of the cops, really, because you don't ever meet another cop that's like that for the rest of your life. So it's almost like they're setting you up for failure, almost in a way.
Yeah, in a way, I guess you're right. But I think that cops become less human the older I get, because I don't look at a cop as like a guy who goes home to his wife and he's got his own problems.
Yeah.
But that cop I did. That cop, I knew he had kids. I knew about his life. And I never experienced that for the rest of my life. I've known cops. I've met cops that off-duty police officers and stuff, but it's not the same as like as a kid spending that much time with another human being who just happens to be a cop.
Yeah.
And you're right, you don't, but I guess like it humanized the police force for me.
Well, it
For
brought a
human.
cop into the schoolroom in order to kind of psychologically get some kids that will want to be cops in the future. Like they come to all the events we go to.
Ooh.
And it's just to like, oh, hey kids, you want a sticker? You want a badge? Like that's propaganda to get
It
people
is.
interested in being cops in the future. Just like the
Damn, Jeff,
military,
you're
just
right,
like video
man.
games, Call of Duty. That's to guarantee people in the military in the future.
Yeah.
Kids will just be like, oh, I want to be a cop. That cop was cool, and then it's like,
Yeah.
great, you know.
Yeah, man, I guess you're right, dude. I didn't really think of it that way. You're right, it is propaganda, but I used to like all like the it wait, there's a fine line though. Let me just play
Dude, I
devil's
used to want to
advocate.
fly jets in the military and all kinds of shit,
Yeah, and then
and I
I'm
definitely
killing
don't want to
people.
do
Yeah.
that anymore.
Right. No, no, I guess like first of all, let me say I agree,
Yeah.
but let me play devil's advocate because there's some piece of me that thinks that cops are part of the community, whether we like them or not. I think they're a tool of capitalists to separate us from the means of production, and they only protect the bosses and the rich.
Sure.
But there is something kind of cool about when I was a kid, if you saw a cop, the LAPD would give you baseball cards that only the
Yeah.
LAPD had. They had like baseball cards
Yeah.
from the Dodgers, and
That's
they had little badges and fucking stickers. But that
brainwashing
was
101. Give a kid a toy or candy.
yeah, I guess
Like
yeah, but brainwashing and community outreach could be very simple. There's a fine line between brainwashing propaganda and community outreach, right? Like I mean, I love the shirt with the Black Panther that says the free food program. Is that propaganda? Is that brainwashing? Or
yeah.
we give them a pass because we like them?
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, if you had Black Panther, I don't know, they made baseball cards of all the black players or something. And is that?
That'd be sick.
It would be sick, right? There'd be
Yeah.
collector's items.
Yeah.
But I thought that those LAPD baseball cards were super dope when I was a
Yeah.
kid. The Dodger. I think I had like Tommy Lasorda era, that era of the
Yeah, and that
Dodgers.
that era of LAPD was the worst in history too.
It was. It was the worst in history. The SWAT team was kill
Rampart,
Rampart. Yes, the
Rodney
Rampart
King.
division. Rodney King. Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It was bad, and they were having hard time. But I would think that like if cops want to, right now, one of the reasons why I hated Kamala Harris was first of all, I'm from California and I've always hated Kamala Harris. But one of the reasons I hated Kamala Harris was because she's like super cop. She put a bunch of people in jail for minor drug
Weed.
crimes,
Yeah.
weed and stuff, and ruined their lives for weed. And how do I trust someone like that? You know what I mean? I've kind of always hated Kamala Harris because she's really good at following orders. That's not really good. That's not what we need. We need a leader in that position, even though I want no leaders and blah, blah, blah. But in a time right after BLM, and there's all this stuff going on, and they say, yes, that's what we need is super cop. That's who we need to be
Yeah,
the
yeah.
head of the
No,
leader of
we
the
don't.
Democratic. No, we don't. And if they want people to like cops again, then they should go on a sunshine tour, start going out there giving kids fucking baseball cards and bubble gum. Where's the problem? Stop shooting
Yeah, I'm
unarmed
doing
black teenagers.
Yeah.
And I think it's good for the cops too, honestly, Jeffrey. Like if you had the cops and they would have to do that from time to time, right? That's part of your job. Every 2 months, you got to go and do your sunshine tour at the schools and give away baseball cards and bubble gum and learn
Yeah.
and meet the community that you police. Maybe they
me and my
stop shooting.
buddies, me and my libertarian buddies back in the day used to go to those cops and coffee events. where
Yeah.
you sit down with a cop and you can pick their brain and stuff. It was pretty
Yeah.
interesting. They didn't really like talking to us because we talked to them about the Constitution and civil rights and stuff like that.
But those types of things, at least then you have those things. Then maybe they see an unarmed black teenager as a human being and not someone that's so scary and needs to die.
Yeah.
Maybe. And that maybe is worth it, isn't it? Even if it does pan out to be all just brainwashing, like you said. No, what do you think?
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm not sure. It's just the institution, it's like, are you gonna believe the police when they investigated themselves? Probably not.
No,
Like,
no, I'm not. I'm
are
not.
are the good cops throwing the bad cops in jail? No. Like,
No.
so it's kind of hard to give them any credit.
But as
Uh,
long as I'm not giving them credit, but as long as we're gonna have cops, like
yeah,
they're not gonna do what I say, which is dismantle them, right?
yeah,
they're not gonna do what I'm saying. So if they're gonna exist, I think we should force them to have these community outreach events and shit. Learn how to
yeah.
square dance like they did on Chips. Remember
Or just
Chips?
force them to take like basic psychology classes and like
Yeah,
de-escalation classes and shit like that, which actually would probably
that'd be
be a
great.
little
But
bit more direct of a
yeah, but they do
result.
game those tests a lot, right? And then the human just figures out how to game the test, and then they just like,
Yeah.
oh, this is bullshit. You just got to do it. Just like in California, you got to take the harassment test. You got to take the harassment course every year.
Yeah. I mean,
Every
it's
year.
the other part of it. It's mostly about how you approach the cop too. If you're actually talking about one-on-one with police, like I know when I approach cops, I make them very uncomfortable because they don't see fear in me.
Yeah,
I get right up in their bubble and they're like, oh,
yeah,
they go completely powerless because they're like, fear is the only thing they have to use against people. So when you approach them without fear, not like with aggression, but just like on an even keel and
yeah.
not be like all shaking and fearful of them, they don't know what they can do. So it's
Totally.
really, you know,
It's weird. I was in a convenience store late at night a few weeks ago, and I was just buying a 6 pack late at night or something. And this cop, I'm just standing up tall. I'm a tall guy, and I see someone out of the corner of my eye, and I look down at them like, the fuck are you doing coming rolling up on me, because they were getting kind of close to me, and
yeah,
they were just and he was just going to use the trash can that was like by the counter, but he was like stepping real close to me, so I was like, what the fuck are you? I just looked down, and it was a cop. And in sheriffs around Orange County, they wear like full like jacket with the plates and all the
yeah,
clips,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
they're armed
All
to the
tactical.
teeth. Yeah, they look like they're going to war all the time. I don't get it. You're in South Orange
Yeah,
County, man. Nothing's popping
yeah.
off here. Come on, bro. And I'm like, I look down, and he looks up at me, and we both and I did like that white person smile, that like,
You're like,
yeah, that's what I did. I was like, little shorty. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
California smile.
Uh-huh. And then he did it to me. He's like, or he's more like this. And I thought it was so funny because I'm not afraid of cops at all, and I'm sure that he expected a different reaction or something. I don't know, because it was a very strange. No words were spoken, just an exchange of looks. But I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
Uh, I remember Gulf War cards. I had them. I had the Gulf War cards. Storm and
Storm and
Norman.
Norman. Storm and
Yeah.
Norman.
You gotta
Yeah.
love Storm and Norman
Those are worth
Schwarzkopf.
big bucks these days. A full
Are
set of
they?
those is worth like 10 grand or something.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Collectors want those things.
Mm-mm.
But I'm
I
getting
have
the eyeball. I gotta get going, man. It was good talking to you again.
likewise. So you would turn someone in for the R word, but that's about it.
No, I would. Well, I would find others in my community and in their family, and like I'd come up with. I would hope that the community would be able to deal with it, rather than just sending it to that machine. Because in the system that we have now, the victim gets victimized twice because they
Yep.
become victim from the aggressor, and then they're victimized by their tax dollars being stolen from them to house that aggressor, that bad guy. So it's really, I mean, the system we have here is so ridiculous in so many ways. So I would hope that the strong minds of the community would figure out how to deal with that person, even in the most extreme situations. The
Yeah.
response by the community is going to be more even keeled than the response by the government.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we could break knuckles and break knees just
Yeah,
like anybody else. I mean, there's
yeah,
nothing like
yeah,
what do we got to have them to do it for? What do we need them
exactly.
for?
And they're gonna do it. They're gonna spend the most amount of money doing it, and they're gonna
Yeah.
cause harm to other people doing it.
And they're going to do the same outcome. In fact,
Yeah,
it's going to be a worse outcome. Everyone's going to go through a tragedy. It's going to suck, and the person's still probably not going to do time.
yeah, you're right.
In the case of the R word. All right. Well, I
All right,
thank you
man.
so much
Catch
for
you later.
hanging out. See you
Peace.
later, and ride safely. Ride safely, for the love of God. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech, and critical thinking advocate. This is Pick Your Battles. You can BYOB, bring your own battle. If you want to call in, go to morningsky.live/ Oh, no. Sorry. For some reason, my link isn't working. Go to the chat, and there's in the pinned chat. There's a pinned chat to join the stream. The stream is pinned. Pinned. Thank you. And they get hounded by parole hearings every 2 or so years. Yes, the police are not here for your benefit. They work on behalf of the prosecution. Always remember that. Yeah, no kidding. I don't talk to cops, Hazy. Be smarter than the cop. I know it's helped me in the past. And my say be smarter, know how to bullshit a bullshitter. Indeed, says Hazy420. We are streaming live on vertical and horizontal and at Kick and Instagram and Twitch and Facebook. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. We've got a little bit more time left. If you want to jump on the stream and talk about whatever's ailing you. If your family member commits a crime, do you turn them in? I'd love to know how you feel about it. I'd love to know. I wouldn't turn them in. I'm lucky though. I don't have any family, but I wouldn't turn anybody in. I probably wouldn't turn anybody in unless there's like an active crime, something's actually going on, and there's nothing I can do about it. Then maybe I'll call the cops, or maybe like when I was in the hospitality business, if somebody's getting out of hand. And it's like I'm not allowed to fight this person. I'll get in trouble. And I had to put my hands on lots of people. I did have to fight a lot in hospitality, but if you can help it, you don't, because then you're liable. You got problems, so you call the cops, and they try to take care of it. And when you're in the hospitality business, the cops come right away, and they escort the people out, sometimes in handcuffs, sometimes not. But other than that, I don't turn anybody in. I don't turn people in. Yeah. Only if they're gathering with 4 or more people during a very bad cold season. Then you do it. Okay. Yeah. Man, don't be a one song band, man. Don't be a one song band. It's always going to be about COVID for you. Come on now. Come on now. I feel like cops are just, for me, are like bouncers, you know? If you got a bouncer, you just like call the bouncer. They come and get him. But if you ain't got a bouncer, you need someone removed, you call the cops. They remove that person. But that's not the same as like turning someone in for a crime and you're trying to outsource your justice to the state. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Well, I hope you do know what I mean, honey. The state's interest is prosecution and punishment, not restoration and community healing. Prosecution and punishment. When you hand someone to that system, you're not necessarily serving justice. You're feeding a machine with a documented bias against the poor, the black, the marginalized. That's not a morally neutral act. What do you think? If you're feeding a machine with a documented bias against the poor, the black, the marginalized, why feed that machine? I don't want to feed that machine. I don't want to ever feed that machine. I'm also your pro bono producer. Reach out to Modern Day Debates. I will reach out to Modern Day Debates. Did you already put that in my... Did you email me? Did you send me... Did you put a link at Modern Day Debates? Let's look at Modern Day Debates, see how they're doing. Modern Day Debates. Do they have any good stuff? Do they have any good stuff on there? Modern Day Debates? At Modern Day Debates. let's see if they're on the internet. Oh, modern day debate. Unity versus Trinity. Unitarian versus Trinitarian. Israel or Palestine. Trinity versus Unity. All right, let's look at their channel real fast. I'll share this on the screen. Let's see how you guys feel about this modern day debate. Oh, you sent it via chess. Yeah. You sent it via chess. Many vegan debates too. Really? They got many vegan debates? EO versus OO. What is that? Trinity versus Unity. Christian versus atheist. That's simple. Destiny. Eric and James versus Destiny and Vosh. Oh. There's Vosh. I like the drawing of Vosh. He does not look like that. Who drew this? Which is best for society, Christianity or Islam? Neither. They're both death cults. What the fuck? Why would you? What is this for a debate? Which is better for society, Christianity or Islam? Neither. They're both horrible. They're both bad ideas. Don't do that shit. Is there a war on women featuring Nick Destiny? Destiny's on a lot of these, huh? Is this how Destiny got famous? Flat versus globe. I'm trying to find a vegan one. I don't know. Kind of boring, always vegan. But they haven't done a vegan one for a long time. God. Let's just see if there's... What are the newest ones? How do I organize this from the... There used to be a thing right here, just the newest. Why can't I just find most recent? Oh, this is 14 hours ago. Unitarian versus Trinitarian. Modern day debate. Why can't it just do... Oh, here we go. Latest. All right. Debate con. Atheist versus 5. Jim Bob versus 5. Wilson versus 5. Rapid fire exchange. Who's brainwashed? Atheists or Muslims? Jesus. Rachel versus Craig. Heated debate on women's right to vote. These debates seem kind of boring to me. I'm trying to find one that's... Is Trump weaponizing the law like any other president? Remember when Destiny had blue hair? Incest and low IQ. This guy, Andrew Wilson, is just like one of the most horrible human beings in the face. Like this face. A Muslim's IQ and race debate. Gross. Does the Big Bang reveal God? Destiny versus 5 Trump supporters. Allowing women in workplaces helped society. Like, do you guys like...
I would think every fetus would
Destiny?
want to be alive. I mean, if you watch an abortion happen on an
Who would
ultrasound-
want to be alive? Who?
The fetus itself. If you try
It's
to
not a thing. It
perform-
can't even express a preference. It doesn't even have the parts to do
At
it.
20
yet.
days?
At 20 days, no. There's no preferences or nothing. There's no who to speak of, right? If you want to view children as punishments for opening your legs, that's up to you. That's fine. But
I mean, it's not a punishment towards a child. I mean, what you mean by that? Like,
you described it as a punishment.
yeah.
That you just want to push the quit
no,
button
it's
because
not,
you
it's not a punishment. They make it look as a punishment by taking a responsibility.
You think that if you have a child at 16, 17, 18, you have just as much a chance of going to college as somebody who doesn't have a child.
Do you know for a fact that that's not the case?
I would bet my life that is not the case.
You guys like Destiny, huh? People always tell me they love this Destiny guy. You guys like him? Yeah? You can't stand Destiny. Yeah, Wilson's a piece of garbage. Like that guy, the lick sniz guy, right? He's the guy that said, you lick sniz. That guy's a piece of trash. Yeah, thank you, Ben from Berlin. I got you. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to... I didn't know. Smoking Blondie's in the house. What's up, Smoking Blondie?
Hey, can you hear
Smoking
me?
Blondie, I can hear you. Would you turn in your family? Would you turn in your family if they committed a crime? If they committed a
No.
crime?
Unless it was child molestation or rape, then yes.
Why can't you just? I guess like because with rape you can't do it yourself. You can't like harm. You can't solve it. You can't do.
No, it would strictly be because that's like the ultimate human betrayal.
Yeah, but I mean, how is the state gonna solve that? What's the state gonna do about it?
Protect others.
Yeah, maybe.
That's it.
By like putting them away for a long time, you hope, but usually they don't. Like most of the time, they don't.
Well, at least putting them away puts a mark on them. It lets everyone know. Usually they go on a list.
Yeah, I guess they do go on a list. But I mean, people still get raped off that list, right? I mean, I guess like if you get convicted, if you get convicted, you go on a list. But they barely ever convict these guys.
I guess I'm looking at it towards like that's the only thing my children could possibly do to cause me to cut them off.
Oh, cut them off. I understand. I mean, we got to do something. Do something, obviously, but turn them into the cops. It seems like it just seems like I get what you're saying. I get that urge, but if I think about it for just a second, I go, I don't know, man. Turning them into the cops doesn't seem to do anything. I feel like there's 10 other ways that I could better handle it if I found out that my family was guilty of a horrible crime, like rape, murder, or whatever.
No, not even murder.
Yeah, murder, I probably wouldn't even turn them in. I'd be like, yeah, well, did they have it coming? Like, why'd you do it? Right? I'd try to figure it out. Right. And with even the R word, I'd be like, let's talk about this. Let's figure out like what kind of R word we talking about, and what are we going to do? Like, are you gonna?
You would have to know that they were guilty, right?
Right.
It couldn't just be somebody making an accusation.
But I would want to talk to that person, right? If someone made an accusation, I want to have a sit down, right?
Yes.
Maybe you know, and maybe I just don't know that I would get the authorities involved ever. Like it's just I would be. It would take me so long to go, okay, now it's time to call the cops, I guess. Like, turn them in after. It's different than, like, if you walk in and something's happening, right? And you need it to stop right now, and you can't stop it. And you call for backup, basically, right?
Right.
But if someone's like, hey, this crime was committed, I wouldn't turn them in. I don't think so. I try to figure it out. I don't know. I try to, like, punish them my own way if I have to punish them, or like cut them out of my life and tell everybody forever. I'd make a YouTube video about it so to public make everyone know that their name is tainted or something. I don't know.
I mean, I testified against my grandfather, who was my assailant as a child.
Yeah, but that's a little bit different though, right? That's like, did you put them in? Are you the one that called the cops, or did somebody else call the cops?
My sister sent something to a must report teacher.
Yeah, there you go. It's very different than once you're in it, you don't have a choice, right? You gotta he
wouldn't have been turned in otherwise.
Yeah, I get it. But if someone turned him in and now it's like it's time to go through the trial, and you just gotta, and you didn't do anything wrong, you gotta play along, you gotta do the thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I love trials. I'm not saying I don't like trials. I love them.
It was pointless.
What happened? Did the person get away with it?
Yeah.
There you go. They always get away with it.
Statute of limitations in Indiana, 7 years.
Yeah, they always get away
So
with
all
that.
those other victims couldn't testify against towards prior bad acts.
Yeah.
Oh, and the one he did admit to in the 70s couldn't be brought up either.
Oh my God. There you go. That's America for you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So what would be the point? Half the time you turn people in.
It's better just to kill them.
It better, honestly.
It's the only way to protect completely. I mean, I couldn't do it to my own children, but I could somebody else.
Yeah, I get it. Like, I wouldn't have done it to my own, but I definitely would. Yeah.
It's the only way there's justice. Yep, and protection for the future.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Because how else would there not? How else would you not have?
Because he just died. He just died on Valentine's Day this year. He was like 96.
Oh my God.
He outlived my dad.
Horrifying.
It is.
Horrifying.
It is. It is.
It's horrifying. So I mean, like at the end of the day, we're stuck. The cops aren't here for us. The justice system, the state is not a good arbiter of justice. They just don't do it well.
Nope. Well, there's also two tiers of justice. There's justice for those who don't have money, and then there is justice for those who can buy it.
Yeah, well, that's not justice, though, is it? That's
Nope.
not
That's
justice.
what they call justice.
Right. That's what they call law and order. I'm the law. You better stay in order, or I'm going to send my boys in blue after you.
I mean, if you think about it, it's so horrific that it's upwards of 80% of all criminal cases end in a plea agreement.
Yeah.
If people stop taking plea agreements, the justice system will come to a grinding halt. But they'll force you to stay in jail
While you, yeah, exactly.
while you wait, and people just want out, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of people sitting in jail right now that have never even had a trial. They've never had it. They're just sitting because
And
they
you
can't
also-
afford to get out.
Yep, and then you also have people who can't afford, or so let's say they pay an attorney because public attorneys aren't going to fight their friends, right? They're not going to fight the cops either. Let's say there was a wrongful search, and if you put in for a hearing for this wrongful search to contest it, you will get nailed even harder by the judge if and when they throw it out and you go to trial because you're wasting their time, and it pisses them off. So it's notorious in my county for people to know that. Well, I was wrongfully searched, and they probably were wrongfully searched, but nobody's going to fight it because there's repercussions to claiming the rights we have.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it? Right. That's always the case. You've got the freedom of speech, but we're still going to put you in jail. We're going to let you out. Like I've been in jail every time I've been in jail in the United States. It's for freedom of speech. It's for exercising my right. They always let me go. I don't stay in prison. I've never even actually been charged. They always drop everything.
I've been arrested twice for practicing my First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
Charges never stuck. I've been to jail for weed.
Yeah.
Those charges, I did take a plea for that. I mean, I had it, but I called the cops to remove a violent person from my car, and the violent person told them that I had weed on me, and
Oh my God.
they searched me. I went to jail. He walked away.
Bro, that happened to me once where I was in Las Vegas as a kid. This is way before I think I was 22, maybe 21, long time ago. And I heard this woman screaming. I ran up. The guy pulled a knife. He was beating up on this girl. I was like, hey. And he pulled this knife on me. And it was in this alley behind a parking lot. And then the girl took off running. And she goes into the casino. And then the guy runs after her. So I ran too, like an idiot. And then we're in the casino, and he grabs her, and I grab him, and then security gets involved, and I'm like, I tell him what happened, and luckily, I was a guest at the hotel, and so they bounced him out. She stayed there, and I'm like, you got to call the cops. This is insane. You can't live like this. And so she did, and the cops picked him up like 10 seconds. The cops in Las Vegas are crazy. On the Strip, they picked him up so fast. They got there, they picked him up, and then while he was in the back of the car freaking out, they pulled the knife out. The knife was like crazy. It was on the hood of the car, and the cops were talking to me about it. And then they got her on weed. They got her. Fucking, because the guy in the car started saying, she's got weed, she's got weed, she's got weed. And then they said, do you have weed? And she said, no. He says it's in your bra. And so she said, yeah, I have weed. And I told the cop, I'm like, I didn't call you guys to come get her. What the fuck?
Disgusting.
Yeah. She had a bruise on the side of her head. She had all this stuff, and this guy's beating the shit out of her. And the cops ended up taking both of them. So crazy. Yeah. That's the thing. You can't call the cops. because
No,
they're
you
gonna,
can't. Don't call the cops. Don't.
unless you got everything on lock, and you don't.
Nobody
You
ever
don't.
has everything on lock. Nobody.
Yeah, right. Only criminals got everything on lock.
Only the elite.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, and the elite,
Pull-
the
area
elite
gun,
have the
pull the
money to.
trigger.
Yeah.
If somebody hits you and there are visible marks, shoot them.
Oh my God.
There's just, they have, it's not the first time they put their hands on a woman. It won't be the last. And they just released a study here in the last month. They interviewed 68, or no, 99 men across the world who had murdered their partner or female spouse.
Yeah.
And they did 68 interviews, psychological interviews with these people, and they determined there are 7 factors that all of them have before they kill their spouse. And
what
none
are
of them
they?
and none of them are violent. They are isolation, gaslighting, disturbing the female's reality, control over her body, what she wears, what she looks like,
Yeah.
poisoning friends and family against her character. What were the other 2? Financial, controlling her work, if she can work or not, and controlling her money financially.
It just sounds mostly just high control environment cult shit is all it sounds like. It's like the guy wants a mini cult.
The final determination of all of these men is that they view women, their partners, as possessions, which we already knew that.
Yeah, it's a weird one, right? They view them as possessions. Yeah, she's mine. She's mine.
Yep.
I remember, like, it's always a weird thing. You hear certain people, like, hey, I remember I had this white guy. He was a white guy. He was in but he had a black girlfriend, and he kind of talked like in a way that very urban, and he was a dishwasher. I worked with a lot of people who had criminal records,
Of course, the restaurant industry is like that.
Yeah. And so she was missing. I didn't know where she was, and I had a check for her, and I'm like, is that your girlfriend? Is that your girlfriend? Because I couldn't remember. Like, I thought you guys were together. She's still your girlfriend or anything? He's like, she's mine.
Weird.
She's mine. Why? What's up? I'm like,
Gross.
well, I'm not, like, dude, I'm not trying to, like, take your woman, dude. Like, chill.
Gross.
And it's funny because my kitchen manager was like my best friend at the time. His name was Arshad, and he was like a big black guy. And I was like, dude, what was that all about? He's like, that's weird coming from a white boy, but that's like pretty common. I'm going, what? Yeah, she's mine. Why? What's up?
There's something flattering about a little bit of, jealousy over, your partner. But
Yeah.
possession is something completely different, and it's disturbing, and it comes out in different ways when a partner talks badly about your family or your friends, and starts to try to restrict, saying they're a bad influence or whatever it is. That's dangerous. It can never lead anywhere happy. And there's all those, I see TikToks where people are videos where chicks are saying, fuck having a rich man, I want a felon because he will kill for me. That's fucked up.
Oh my God. Both are fucked though. Like, asking, because you see so much of this red pill content where they're like, women are all gold diggers and they all want to have like, it's so much. There's so much of that, right? And you see these interviews with women on the street where they're like, he's got to make $500K if he wants to be with me, $500K a year, and it's like, what are you talking about? Who are these people?
It's not real. It's not real.
No, it can't be. I mean, how could it be?
Don't get me wrong. There are women out there that, yes, financial stability is their number one factor, right?
Yeah.
But that's few and far between. Like I said, there are plenty of jobless, broke-ass artists, musicians who have women.
It's true. Yeah, absolutely. plenty of broke ass people with plenty of bus pass holders who have women.
Yeah. So like it's just it's really messed up that and we already
you see that, but you see that content and it gets to you because you're like, God, man, is everybody like that? But it's always that way. It's just like when Jay Leno used to go out in the streets of LA and like ask them questions about like, who's this man right here? And it's like the picture of the president and people are like, I don't know.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's
right.
like, and it makes you think that all Americans are stupid. And they're like, point out like we're at war with Iraq or something. Who's this? And they're like, I don't. What country's this? I don't know. Which one's Iraq?
Yeah.
And you see that all the time where Americans try to point shit out on maps and they're all too stupid. They don't know where
In the
Australia
Iraq,
is.
we have maps in the Iraq. Oh my God. Yeah, there are stupid people, but there are also, I know lots of confident men. That's what a lot of it is. Who will go up and ask a woman out who doesn't have a job, has no money. I'm like, and they get the date. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah, I mean it's true. It's funny to me though. That's like, but I guess my point is that you watch stuff like that and it makes you think that all Americans are stupid, and they're not.
Well,
Like not.
not all of them, but there's a good percentage that are very stupid.
I guess so. I just don't meet them. Like the ones I see on TV where they can't they don't know who the president is, or they don't know who the vice president is, or they don't know basic shit. I guess I never run into them, I guess I run into them online, like this guy in my chat, Comic Reason. No wonder women go for Muslim men because you're too puzzy. Well, I mean, I don't know why you think that women going for Muslim men. I mean, there's like a billion of them. Of course, some of them, there's like a billion. There's like 1.5 billion Muslims. Some women are gonna go for Muslim dudes. And I mean, what are you gonna do? I don't get it. Like, I don't know why people would go for a religious guy at all. But some people want to be owned, I guess. Some people want to be possessed.
Well,
I don't,
a lot of people don't know that Muslim men, their money is their money and their wife's money. Their wife's money is just their money.
yeah. No, I know. I've watched enough episodes of 90 Day Fiancé where these American women get with these guys in like Jordan and Iran and stuff, and these guys are like not okay with a lot of stuff. They're like, oh, they're not like the other ones, and it's like, no, they're still extremely conservative. They're not okay with you going out with the girls and having a drink,
I mean, a big no go for me is a religious person. Like, I would never date somebody who was religious. So I don't understand it.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't be with a person that I can't even be with a person that thinks that capitalism is cool. You know what I mean? I can't even I can't even.
Yeah.
I'm in a small box. My dating pool, like I might be able to like spend a dinner and maybe a night with a person, but relationship, no.
In this economy?
Yeah, right. No, in this economy, dinner, maybe just coffee then. Just
Yeah.
just let's go for a hike. A hike is good. Hikes are free.
Bring your own coffee.
Yeah. Come by my place. I'll make you some coffee.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be a future to the home date, man. I think I'm seeing a few. Like I'll cook you dinner. I'll make you dinner. I'll make you amazing dinner. Come on by.
Yeah. Mid-grade gas in Indiana right now is $5.40.
$5.40 in Indiana. Regular unleaded in California is $6.50 something.
$5.99 for a premium.
Jesus Christ.
Where minimum wage is $7.25.
Holy shit. That's every hour is worth 30 miles.
Yeah.
They're just going to pay us in miles now. It'll be like in the old days when people kept on collecting miles on their flights. Remember people used to collect miles for their United Miles, Sky Miles and shit. Well, I think that now that's how they're just going to pay us. They're going to pay us in miles. The petrodollars are extinct to pay us in miles.
Yeah, we're just going to start measuring everything by miles or cheeseburgers or, whatever.
Yeah, the Big Mac index. That's how we're going to do it from now on.
A
Yeah,
jar of peanut butter.
yeah, a jar of peanut butter, man. I'm like Ted Lasso. I just got a open jar of peanut butter on my counter, and I just walk by and eat it. It's funny because that's that's all I eat is like I use a spoon. I don't use my
Of
finger, but
course.
I'll just put a spoon of peanut butter. That's like my lunch. It's
Yep.
great.
Nope. I do
'Cause I
that
can't,
with almond butter, sunflower butter,
I
whatever
can't eat
butter.
anymore. I can't eat. Last night I spent $9 on food, and I thought that was like luxury, man. Luxury. $9 for dinner because I got a fat donation on my gaming stream, so I went and got myself a baguette and a Trader Joe's bottle of wine and a little dip for the bread. I got myself $1.99 bread, $3.50 on the wine, and like $3 for the dip.
Do you have your money accounts like advertised on the screen right now? I can't
Yeah,
see them.
Venmo, Skyjack23, Cash App, Skyjack Morgan.
Okay. I didn't see it this morning on the news show.
No, I didn't have it on the news show. I'm thinking I'm reworking the way this all works with StreamYard because I'm getting rid of StreamYard. I'm going to go to just do Streamlabs or no, not Streamlabs. I have Streamlabs, Screen Elements and OBS and all that. I'm working on that right now, setting it all up so that I can do that and have like the things that go across the screen that are like goals and all that shit, you know, and have like an event when someone subscribes, it'll be like new subscriber, you know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got to do all that, make it kind of. I liked it this bare bones way, but I think that there's a reason why all the other streamers do it that way, and it's
How much
because
is OBS?
it's free.
No kidding. Oh, but you do pay for the extras, I'm guessing.
You could pay for some of those extras, but you could get them all for free. There's all sorts of downloadable content that's free now that you can do, like little widgets that have like. Just have to figure it all out. There's some that you have to pay for, but you just pay it once. You don't pay it every month, right? You download like a package, like a template kind of thing.
Yeah, I wish Adobe Premium would do that.
Yeah, so do I. So do I. I wish Adobe Premium would do a whole lot of shit, but you know, here we are. Like it can't even Adobe Premium can't even export transparent GIFs. You know
I know.
how annoying that is? I got to do Adobe. I got to open it up in Premiere, and then export that as a. That's stupid. I'm so sick. I spend $70 a month on Adobe Premiere on Adobe products, and they can't do what I want. I'm thinking about canceling that shit too. I'm broke, motherfucker. I'm broke. Cheers, brother. Thanks for the shows. Thank you, Honest Doubter. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Honest Doubter. I appreciate that. What were you saying? Smoking?
I pay for the complete Adobe package, right? Like so.
Yeah, $70 a month.
Well, I get. I think mine's more.
Oh, yo, you paying for stock? You're paying for stock too. It's another $29.
Well, I don't know. I may be being overcharged, but so because that's how I print out my tax returns and stuff was with the PDFs.
Oh
and,
yeah, if you have the Adobe Acrobat Extreme version, that's an extra charge too. Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm paying like $110 a month for everything. Photoshop, and then Photoshop, mobile, like all that stuff. But with Adobe Premium, I can't even. So if I do a music video, I can't upload the music after I do the scene setup. Like the music has to go in first.
Are you in Premiere or are you in? Huh. That doesn't make any sense.
And when I'm so if I have the file like on my phone, the music file on my phone, I have to run it through Apple Movie before it even recognizes and is capable of opening the file.
What? Are you
It's
doing
crazy.
this on your phone? Or I don't know why you would have that problem.
Well, when I if I'm not home or whatever and I have downtime somewhere, I will.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Man, I don't
But you
know
would
about
think
all
that
that.
you would think they would have this worked out for as much money as it cost.
Yeah, I mean they have the Adobe like you can like the vault that they have, their storage is like a terabyte that you can put it in. But I'm just kind of over it, man. I'm barely editing anymore, and I don't have like the time to. It's like $100 a month is what I'm spending because once you get the stock footage and stock music and all that, it's just like you're just screwed. I'm thinking about getting rid of it.
Yeah, and then they're like, upload your art into the Adobe Cloud and share with everyone else.
Oh, that's
Bitch,
what it's called, Adobe Cloud. Yeah.
You want me to share my hard edited work with everyone so they can just grab it? Get out of here.
Yeah, it's all these monthly recurring charges that won the battle. Exactly. They everything is a toll. Oligarchs love the toll booth model because because in the chaotic world you just pay these tolls constantly, so you're getting nickels and dimes. It used to be you bought Photoshop. You bought you bought the Creative Suite.
You used to own stuff. We own nothing now. We rent everything.
Yeah, as soon as I don't pay them, I lose my ability to use the software, even though I've been paying them for years. I paid them thousands of dollars.
You'll lose all the work that you have stored.
Yeah, so they got you by the short hairs your whole life. It's bullshit. Yep. I'm just like, I think I need to just, I want to deplatform so much. I wish I could get rid of Google. I wish I could get rid of so many of these things. But it's just I'm getting nickeled and dimed. It's like I just watch my every penny that I make just get sucked out of me, man. And it's like I can't keep it going. I can't stay alive.
I pay extra for extra storage or for extra.
Yeah. Oh, you're cutting out. Cutting out.
Is that better?
Oh, I heard. Is that better? Yeah, better.
Okay, so I pay extra for Gmail and Outlook.
I mean, this is fucking crazy. Yeah, I pay $1.99 for Gmail now because I've had it since I was like a teenager, and now it's like.
If you don't pay, you lose the ability to even email. Things.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I can't clear out 185 gigs of.
No, I want to delete it all, but then it's like, should I delete it all? Like, can I delete it all? Like,
I don't think I can.
Should I?
So now I'm stuck paying Google freaking, I think it's $2.99 a month for 4 terabytes, and then Outlook I'm paying $1.99 for OneDrive just to be able to access my laptop.
Oh yeah, I have OneDrive
from anywhere.
Yeah, I have OneDrive too. I still pay for that. You're totally right. It's just like I'm fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing I can do. I can't exist. And I'm just struggling, man. I'm struggling. I don't know what to do. I don't know how people are doing it. I wonder if Destiny has this problem. I bet you Destiny doesn't have this problem.
Destiny's making, tens of thousands of dollars for public speaking, so he's not worried about it.
He's not worried about his
He's creepy.
It's always the creepy guys that have this shit, man. What the hell? Oh, Crazy Jackdaw, thank you so much. And I actually thank my super chats. Other people don't even thank their super chats. Can I get some green hearts of courage for an honest doubter and Crazy Jackdaw in the chat, please? Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, Crazy Jackdaw. I appreciate that so much. I'm gonna be able to have email now. Thank you. Fuck. It's like these guys. Like, how come it's always these creepy guys that make all this money, and it makes me so sad. Like he didn't start out having a public speaking with tens of thousands of dollars.
No, he didn't. And I emailed you last night, and I'm thinking maybe it didn't get sent because I didn't realize I didn't pay my Google bill till this morning. Mm-hmm. I went to send some files to a client that says, if you do not pay, you cannot send this email. I'm like, what?
Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, that's how they get you. That's how they get you. That's how they get you, man. I'm going to cancel Paramount. I'm just not going to watch the new seasons of Star Trek. I'm just not going to watch it, even though I've been watching Star Trek my whole life. I'm just not going to watch the new Star Trek. I'm just not going to do it.
I haven't seen TV since 2012.
Wow. That's pretty rad.
My kids grew up playing. My kids play multiple instruments. Multiple artistic stuff because we didn't have TV. We thought internet was more important.
Yeah, internet is more important than TV. But my TV comes through the internet now. Like, I don't have TV. I just have the internet at my house. I don't have TV coming to my house. I don't have cable or whatever. Who does?
Well, I can remember they're like, get the triple play, with
Oh, yeah, the
Comcast.
package. Yeah, they always try to sell you the package. Like, no, I just want the internet. No, you
And they're
can't.
like,
It's
well,
cheaper if you get the cable.
Yep, it is cheaper if you get all three, but I don't use a landline, man. Like,
Yeah, I don't need it. Stop trying to sell me this shit.
and then they don't tell you that when 3 years is up, it's going to be triple what you owe because they now are charging that, and you can't get the triple play for another year again.
Yeah, you've got to now either change companies or call them up and bitch at them and like, yo, I need you to change everything. And now it used to be too, they would like just come out and fix your shit if it went wrong. And now they're like, yeah, but if you don't have the premium care package, we're not going to come out and fix your shit. And you're like, what do you mean? I pay you every month. What am I paying you for? Like, what?
Or no, it's even worse when your house gets hit by electricity and they're like, well, we got to come out and test to see if it happened inside or outside, because if it happened inside, we're not responsible for that. What do you mean? It's your box, no matter where it's placed.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's your box. What do you mean it's me? What do you mean it's my, like...
You've been renting that from us. You now own it because it's paid off. So either you got to get a new one and rent that one, or they don't.
I'm fucked. I'm totally fucked.
Or you can't. Nobody answers the phone. Like Waste Management handles our trash, right? There's no one there to answer the phone, and so somebody took my trash cans. I didn't realize that they actually took it, pretended like they didn't, said they didn't.
Why did they take them?
I don't know. They made me buy new trash cans, and then I tried paying my bill, and they wouldn't let me pay because my account wasn't verified because I just bought new trash cans, got a new account, and there was no one to answer the phone. I tried for a month to call these people, and nobody answers the phone.
People don't realize that it used to be you could get a human and there'd be a person like, man, what do you want? You're like, I got this problem with my trash pickup. Where you live? I'm right here. Oh, it says right here you're 3 months behind on your payment. It used to be something like that, right? You'd have a person. I mean, sometimes it was a pain in the ass. Like if you were late on your water bill or something, you'd have to like get a cashier's check, and they only take cashier's checks for some reason. You have to like go to the bank, and then you have to go to the water department and actually hand a person a fucking cashier's check. Remember those days? And it's not like I want to go back, but can we at least have someone answer the phone? I don't want to go back to the good old days. I just want someone to answer the goddamn phone when I call.
Now you go through all these prompts on the telephone, and they say at the end, join us on chat. Here's the link.
Yeah.
Go talk to the chat. And then you go to the chat, and the chat says, what can
AI.
I help you with? And you tell them, and they say, I can't help you with that. Pick from this list. I can only help you with this list. Get out of here.
Man, there's this thing in New Mexico called Earth ships. Have you ever heard of these things?
Mm-mm.
They're called Earth ships, and except for the internet, everything is off grid. Like they generate their own electricity, they collect their own water, they do everything. They heat themselves, they cool themselves, because they have really thick walls and they have solar panels and stuff.
Nice.
And yeah, they're super cool looking, and they look like, I don't know, they're really cool, different styles of housing, and they're called Earth ships. And
are they made out of recycled trash?
Yes, many of them are made out of trash.
Okay. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're made of like glass and tires and stuff. A lot of them are made out of, and I think they're so cool. And you're just off grid then, you know? You just don't have to worry about any of that shit. That sounds like paradise to me, you know?
It sounds awesome.
I love that idea. Everything but the internet, you know? Because that's the only thing. You got to run a wire for the internet. But other than that, you're off. And I'm like...
When they first started building those houses, the state came in, the municipalities came in and said, because it's recycled trash, it has to be zoned as a landfill, and they like stopped construction on those places for years because they couldn't figure out how to classify.
They couldn't zone them. Yeah.
Yes. And it's like, just get out of the way. Like, And in Indiana, we can't collect rainwater. It's against the law. But they sell rain barrels.
Yeah, in Virginia the same thing happened. They couldn't collect rainwater. Like, what? What do you mean I can't collect the water falling from the sky? How could you make that illegal? This is why I don't think anybody should ever be turned in. The state is so corrupt that they're literally making it illegal to collect rain.
Yep. They said if everybody did it, it would mess up the water table.
Yeah, because it's gonna. But we want a Walmart here with this huge parking lot of impermeable surface, right? We want this huge parking lot and the cesspool behind the Walmart that they build. Like, these Walmarts have these huge parking lots and this giant cesspool where the runoff goes, and they're like, yeah, but it's the homeowner that's the problem, right? It's the citizen that's the problem, collecting their little barrel of rain so they can water their gardens.
Or we're already poisoning the water with DEET for 30 years. That's why most of the wildlife has died off. That's okay.
Yeah, that's all right too, right? Yeah, that's okay in the water table. In California, they just passed a law that made it okay to bury cows on the dairy farms, the dairy producers, which means that goes directly to the water table. And they did a couple tests on like 4 cows, but sometimes in California there's a heat wave and they lose like 50,000 cows, and they want to be able to bury them in these mass trenches in Tulare Lake, which is like, there's no lake in Tulare Lake. It's all dried up now because of these dairy producers. But the water table is so like fragile. And so they're going to put all these dead large animals in these holes, and it'll totally fuck up the water table. Everybody says so, except for the dairy producers, of course. They don't say that.
Yeah, of course.
But like, it is. That's okay. That's okay to do. Potentially 50,000 large animals.
Trump rolled back the regulations on the water, not treating the water that is used on crops that goes from, land to table, like lettuce. And we had all those people dying from E. coli in his first administration, because salad was killing them.
Yeah, well, because they spray all the shit on the fucking on the vegetables. It's always that way. They had another salmonella outbreak on carrots. And guess what? The carrots are right next door. The carrot farm is right next door to the dairy farm. And they're taking the sewage from the dairy farm and they're spraying it on the carrots.
Because it used to be they had to treat the water that was used from, farm to table food. And when they rolled back the regulations, there was, that joke. Well, I mean, not a joke, but saying that under Trump's watch, more people were killed by eating salad than smoking weed.
more killed by lettuce than the devil's lettuce. Actual lettuce instead of the devil's lettuce. I mean, it's really upsetting, and I think that again, this is just more and more examples of why I would never turn in anybody to the government. I don't want to turn anybody in. I want a world where we're just getting no more of these prisons.
Where are all these people who are anti-establishment and there's too many regulations? They have no idea that the regulations we need to not die from capitalism should be a concern. But when you stop a man from using recycled goods to build homes.
Yeah. Well, that's what I really love about, but those recycled homes, those Earthships, they cost a lot of money to build, but man, they're cool. Once you got them, then you don't pay for any kind of you don't pay for any utilities. Pretty dope. Well,
we used to have, before the Trump administration pulled it, we had tax write-offs for people who put in geothermal and solar panels and all that, and a lot of people in Indiana were doing the geothermal. And producing so much energy that the utility companies were actually paying them monthly because they were pulling off of their meters. Like, they were drawing electricity from the geothermal units. And we're more than capable of heating our floors and having very low energy cost. And then you tell these people they get a tax write-off. The salesmen are telling these people you get to write this all off
Yeah.
in your taxes. And then they come and see me at tax time, and I'm like, no, you get a $500 credit
Ah,
on
no.
$30,000 for a new geothermal, you know?
$30,000.
And but I have my receipt. The salesman said, I said, salesman.
Yeah.
Salesman
maybe
told
you
you
should
that.
have talked to me before you
Yes.
gave that salesman all your money.
What, are you paying the salesman for tax advice here? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, maybe you should have done that. Dang, ding, dang, do. Oh man, yeah. They always say that you can write off so much of your solar investment and shit like that, but you can't. It's always
It's
like
a
some
lifetime
tiny.
cap. It's a lifetime cap of $500.
Oh my god, and that's like one solar panel.
Yeah. Well, and they did. It was supposed to be more, but you know they altered
cut
that
it.
because you know the rich aren't doing solar panels because they don't look good on their houses, right? So where that's not important.
It's so funny people say that they don't look good on people's houses. I mean, like
Who cares?
we do also like it doesn't look good because it's new. It looks different. I think they look okay. I don't know. I like new. It just doesn't make any sense that this generation doesn't want to leave a mark on the architecture. Every generation leaves a mark on the architecture that exists, and yet this generation with their fucking inferiority complex, they're like, no, don't touch it. Don't touch it. It's perfect the way it is. It's exactly the way it's supposed to be. Dude, that sign is like 20 years old. Like this neon sign is like 30 years old. It's not that old. You could put solar panels on these buildings. The historic societies are like against solar panels. It drives me mad. You know?
The historical society in Lafayette just lost a huge battle with the Catholic Church, buying up all these historically protected homes and wanting to tear them down for a parking lot. Spent
Oh, really?
12 years in litigation, and the houses just came down a couple months ago.
I hate to say this, but I say tear it all down. I don't know. Like I don't mind tear it all down, all this old shit. Some of it looks cool, I guess, but a lot of it's just old garbage. Like people want to. There's this line in Chinatown that says like, whores, businessmen, and buildings all get respectable with age. If you get old enough, whores, businessmen, and buildings all get respectable.
Where I grew up, we had underground railroad passages that were then used during Prohibition.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that stuff isn't protected at all. But a house that was owned by a once famous doctor like Dr. Mayo's house here in Lafayette is protected. But the Indian bones that are coming up in the backyard are of no concern.
Yeah, I
of
guess that's
anybody.
kind of my thing. Like, it's either protect it all or protect nothing. But I say protect nothing. Like, why is last generation so sacred and our generation's all just like, oh, excuse me, please? I guess that's like a whole attitude. Like the Federalists came to this country. The people who came to this, people like the revolutionaries who came, a lot of them weren't even born here. Most of them were, but not all of them. They came to this country. They're like couple generations into living in America, right? And they have killed all of the Indians, and they're killing all the fucking. They're just killing and killing and killing and building shit. No respect for what was here before. And now we're like, don't tear that down. Patrick Henry slept there. The fuck?
Mary Todd's grew up there.
Yeah, exactly. Mary Todd grew up there. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. Don't touch it. Like that guy raped and killed everybody in order to build that building. But then my generation comes and like, oh no, everything is so sacred. I'm tiptoeing around all the old shit we got. Fuck it.
Wait, I have such a connection to, you don't have a connection to anything.
No, I hate all this shit. It's just like I like the Vegas. You know, I was there. I've seen a lot of buildings get blown up, right? And when I was working at Disneyland, they decided they want to build the Disney California Adventure of California, right? They wanted to build this thing, a new park. And so the eminent domain, this is how little respect they have for shit, the corporations, right? They literally told Anaheim, if we don't eminent domain all of those businesses, all of those homes, and force them to sell. We're going to move Disneyland to someplace else. And so Anaheim said, no problem. And they went around and they forced everybody out. And it was a crazy thing, but they did it. And all of a sudden, they had to tear down all these. Some of the buildings were quite high. And Disney went and they demolished all of them. And I was kind of like, at first, I hate the eminent domain thing. But then I went, you know what? Fuck it. What are all these old stupid buildings? And then I moved to Vegas, and I kind of sort of grew up in Vegas, a little bit. My grandma lived out there, so I was there a lot, and I worked out there pretty young. And then I moved there in 2013, and I was working in MGM Grand, and they blew up a building, and I was like, great. Tear that fucker down, that old eyesore. Tear it all down. And then I was just there recently, and they tore down the Tropicana. And I used to walk through the Tropicana every day to go to work. And I kind of had a connection to that old I used to go to the comedy club. The Rodney Dangerfield Comedy Club was in that building. And I used to go to it. I saw Andrew Dice Clay there and Rich Little. And now it's gone. And a piece of me was like, that kind of sucks that it's gone. But you know what? Fuck it. Who needs the Tropicana? Tear it down. What are we doing? Right. The street is still called Tropicana. We'll remember. We got pictures.
Right.
What are we doing? Like it's all just a graveyard. Everything's just a graveyard where we have to tiptoe around the graves and pray at the stone structures that our ancestors left here.
How about we protect the water?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, if they tore down Stonehenge or like the pyramids, I'd be kind of bummed. But at the end of the day, they're going. They're not going to be there forever. Get rid of them.
Yeah, altering the waterways, here for farmers, and we've got class. So in Indiana, it's 1 through 5 levels of pollution, and at like level 4, you and your pets should not be in the water prolonged. 5 is absolutely, don't be in it all. 3 is like you can eat fish out of it once a month. Mm-hmm. And most of our waterways are sitting at a 4.
How could I keep all that shit straight? How do you keep all that shit straight? Matt Perry stole a church from some nun so he could vacation in it, and one of the nuns died of stress and heartache from it. There you go.
Awesome.
I'm just like, developers are the worst, especially here in Florida. But that's the thing. Like, I just don't get it. Like, we're supposed to respect the machine. Everything's so good. Yes, master, may I have another? And yet they're not respecting anything. The bosses don't respect our water. They don't respect our land. They don't respect our air. But I'm supposed to like not touch anything that they built, or that my ancestors or somebody's ancestors built.
Right.
Have respect for the ancestors. I just don't.
We gotta build a ballroom.
Yeah, I mean, right. They don't mind tearing down the east wing to build a party palace for the boss. But I'm supposed to not touch anything that they. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to have nothing but deference and reverence for these assholes. Forget about it, man. Tear it down.
I can't remember if it was Steffelson, or somebody, another mod from Rob's Live. I said, a ballroom in this economy? And they answered back, we have ballrooms at home.
Yeah, we got ballrooms at home. You don't need to buy that. We got ballrooms at home. Oh, you got that McDonald's money? Like, yeah.
You got the Happy Meal money? I just got a small friend.
Oh, you got the Happy Meal, son? You got the Happy Meal money? I don't know. When I was a kid, my mom did it. She took me to fucking McDonald's here once in a while and stuff like that when I was a kid. But it was always like she always found it embarrassing to go to McDonald's to feed her kids. She said, "You know what? I can make my kids food. You know what I mean? Like we got food at home."
I worked at McDonald's for all those years, and I started there because I hated McDonald's food. And I thought it's a good, because people talk about, you eating, all the time, even though you never have time to eat or sit down.
Yeah.
But that's why I worked at McDonald's, is because even as a kid, I didn't like their food. So anytime someone's like, "Oh, excited to go to McDonald's," I'm like, "Oh." Like, I hated it. I hated it so much. Ugh.
Ugh. Yeah, I guess that's a good way. I guess then you won't get fat if you work there.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
that's
that was my thinking, and just the thought, the stuff I know. God, gross.
well, you saw that thing about the worms.
Yeah, I was listening yesterday. I can't believe. Yeah, you're right. It had to have been where the air pocket got overran by water,
Or
and it
they
was
didn't have
backwashing
it, or
into
they
the
didn't
ice.
have it. Maybe they didn't have
Yes.
an air gap. Like that's happens. Like even places like McDonald's, they build these places, they don't have an air gap, and
Yes.
the sewage comes up, and there's worms. Ugh! It's so
Yeah.
gross to think that the worms came into the ice machine.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Was they were frozen into the ice, and then they thawed in the drink, and it was sewage worms, not just like regular worms.
Yeah, but people forget that that means that the ice was also, right? The ice
Yeah.
would also be tainted
So-
with sewer water.
Regular, like a small patty at McDonald's, it's called a 10-to-1. Okay, and that's because 10. It's a ratio, 10-to-1. Part of that ratio is meat. The other part is filler.
10-to-1. What's it filled with? Sawdust? Soy?
Soy.
Yeah.
Their quarter pounders ratio is 4-to-1.
So 20% something else. We don't know what.
No, the opposite.
Oh, it's 4%. You saying it's 4-to-1.
It's 20. Yeah, it's 4-to-1. So 25% is meat.
Oh my God! So 75% is something else. Well, that
Yes.
makes sense. I saw this thing on Chick-fil-A that 60% of a chicken patty at Chick-fil-A is not chicken, and it's other ingredients. A lot of it's soy,
Yes.
but it's a bunch of other shit like MSG and a bunch of stuff, and it's not actually. It's only 60% chicken. Like it
Well,
makes sense that a
that's
burger.
grosser than the beef part, I think, the chicken ratio. But like the 10-to-1, so the small patties, 10-to-1. So 1 portion to 10 is real meat.
Wait, how could it be 1 to 10? You call it 10-to-1, 1%. So that's only 10% of that burger
Yes. Is meat.
is cow flesh,
Yes.
and 90%
Yes.
is something
Is
else.
filler. Yes. Yep. New Zealand too. That's where all the beef comes from. In McDonald's.
Well, it would make sense because they have to make so many of them, and you've
Mm-hmm.
got to have so many.
They cook 12 at a time on a run. Well, they used to.
Yeah.
You can hold 12 patties. In my small hands, I could hold 12 patties in one hand. Frozen.
Yeah, I mean they're so small, and and you have to make so many of them. A lot of them are going to go in the trash.
Oh yeah, waste so much food. So much food.
Yeah, but so
Pounds.
filler. Yeah, sure.
By
of
the
course.
pound.
Yeah, I mean they could feed America.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because Parallels is practically vegan at that point. Well, it's not just that. It's also like it's not going to be just vegan. It's going to be a lot of beef powder and beef like solid fats. That's going
Gristle.
to be in it.
Yep.
Yeah, solid fats and bone meal.
Oh
Stuff
no,
like that.
definitely bone. Definitely bone.
Yeah, because bone meal is something that they're always selling. Gelatin parts and all that stuff is going to be in there.
I've seen pieces of bone come out of burger at McDonald's.
Yeah, I mean that's normal though. I mean you see that like it always cracked me up when I was in restaurants and someone would send something back for having a piece of bone and it'd be like,
You're eating flesh. What the fuck?
I'm
What was
like-
attached to that?
yeah, but animals come that way. You're gonna be mad about the watermelon too? The fucking they got seeds. Like what
We
the
don't sell
fuck you talking
jellyfish
about?
here.
Yeah, like what do you mean? Like animals? Or I always thought it was funny too, because like on farm to table stuff, sometimes things come out with hair, and
Yes.
it's clearly not a human hair, right? It's clearly not a
Right.
human. It's an animal hair, and they're like, I'm grossed out. You're grossed out. You're eating that animal's asshole right now. What do you
Yeah,
mean you're
what are you-
grossed
what are you
out?
talking about?
What do you mean you're grossed out, buddy? Like
You
it's
know there's
sometimes
a
if you-
mammal.
yeah, sometimes it would happen with fish. People be like, "Oh, there's bone in the fish. No, I can't."
Oh my god.
And it's grossing me out. And they would say that grosses me out. I can't eat it. Can you just take it back? And I don't want to
Oh,
have
get
anything.
out of here.
I'm too grossed out to eat. And I'd be like, "Wow, I guess you don't know where food comes from then. Huh? You
Yeah.
don't know where these dead animals come from. I guess weird."
Yeah, that's super weird. People are super weird.
People are super weird. And I guess like always thought that what will happen though when people say like what will the vegan revolution look like? I'm like, you won't even know it. It'll be capitalism because it's going to it's getting more and more expensive to
Yep.
eat, to have cow flesh. And once it's so expensive and expensive for the gasoline, it's expensive for all these things, right? That cow flesh depends on. Over time, it's just going to start being like 10 to 1, or it's going to be like 10 to 0.1. You know, it's going to be more and more just filler. Like margarine used to be just dead animal scraps that was blended up to be butter. You know, that's what margarine used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy, right? It was just dead animal blended up that would be like all different, like lard and stuff, you know, stuff that we rendered out of animals
Right.
that we could make taste like butter, and it would melt like butter and look like butter. That's what margarine used to be. And they had to color it to look like butter because it would look gray. It would look gray like all dead animals. They turn gray, you know. Just like when people buy flesh at the supermarket, it's red, but it ain't. It ain't red. It's gray, and they
Yep.
dyed it red.
That's what happens to blood.
Yeah, blood turns gray. Yeah, everything turns gray. Everything turns to ash, right? Ashes
Yep.
to ashes, dust to dust. Everything turns to the color of ash at the end.
Welcome to carbon-based life.
Yeah, exactly. People are so funny. They think that when they buy a dead animal, look, it's pink and red. It's just like the way an animal. It's fresh. It looks like it's fresh.
It's
It just
so
we just
fresh.
yeah, we just cut that motherfucker open and put it on the shelf. It just happened. Meanwhile, like this piece of flesh came from like 10,000 miles away on a boat.
Yeah.
You know, like
Right,
it's,
right.
it's like, look how fresh it is. It's red.
We just axed it ourselves in the back.
Yeah, exactly. We just killed this animal just now. Yes, yup. The red is absolutely fake, 100%. Boycott all of the trash. That's it. I mean, I'm just a conscientious objector myself, but I just hate slavery. But it's kind of crazy. You're right that they'd rather protect the buildings and everything rather than the water supply or anything else. And those animals, that's what they're doing. They're poisoning our water supply, and that's how they make money. But as it gets more expensive, they're probably like, I think that it'll just be fewer. The percentages are going to get less and less. People are still going to eat animals. It'll just be just a little bit with every burger, you know?
There's always donkey meat.
It'll still be expensive, right? It's hard to
Yeah.
raise
Oh, yeah.
donkeys. It'll be
Poor donkeys.
it'll be some kind of protein derivative, like, you know, they'll figure it out where it'll be, you know, lab meat, and it'll be easy to grow, and they'll grow lab meat. It's just bound to happen. Animal
guarantee
exploitation
you-
will evolve.
Most people who eat meat right now could have their meat switched out with a plant-based product, and they would never know.
No, they would never know. No, I've seen it. I've seen people get, like, especially the stuff that we're talking about, like Big Macs and hot dogs
Yeah.
and shit.
Processed,
They,
yeah.
they faked that shit a long time ago, man. Like the
Yep.
fake hot dogs fucking taste exactly like it. I've snuck people's fake hot dogs so many times, never noticed. I've snuck people fake burger all the time, never noticed. They don't notice.
Yep.
Of course
Yep, I
not.
did it too.
Even back when Boca burgers were a thing, you know, like not even good.
So my sister and brother-in-law run marathons, and they've been vegan for 20 years. They have 3 fridges in their house because they consume so many calories. That they to keep enough calories in the house. That's how much it takes to keep, you know, their vegetables and whatever fresh in the house. But they're super wealthy, so, you know, it doesn't matter. But they didn't force their children as they were growing up to be vegan. But they both, by the time they turned 16, were 100% vegan without being forced.
Yeah, you mean you don't have to force anybody. I mean, forcing seems like a little. I feel
Well,
like it should always
that's
be a
how-
choice.
That's how everybody was, you know, well, they're growing. They're not going to get enough of this or that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're like, we're getting it. We
Yeah.
run marathons. We need way more calories.
Totally. Yeah, and protein.
We've managed. Yep. And we've managed. And
People don't need flesh; they need nutrients. They
Yep.
don't even need. It's like you don't even actually. You just need nutrients, and you could get most of it from regular old eating the rainbow. Uh, you know, I remember when I was running marathon style, I would get the electrolytes from Gatorade or something like that because I would like start craving salt because I was running too far.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized, man, salt. You don't need so much fucking salt. You don't need when I'm running marathons. That's when I need salt, right? People are eating too much of that shit. But most people have too much protein, not too little in America, especially. But
Right.
yeah. But you were gonna tell me something. So we're gonna talk about. You're gonna be on the show on Sunday.
Yes.
But you said something before. I said, hey, maybe you could come and tell me on Sunday. But now I forget what that topic was because I said
Yeah, what was that?
you put something in the chat. I'm going through the chat trying to remember what the hell you said because I was like, oh yeah, why don't we talk about that on Sunday? And now I don't remember what you were gonna say.
What
but
were we talking about?
something
We were
about
talking about
streaming.
movies. Was it
Oh,
movies?
Maybe it was movies or streaming or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
remember.
I'll go back and look too,
Okay.
because I don't
All right.
remember. I remember you saying it, but I don't remember now.
I don't remember either. I should have taken a note. I usually have a notepad down here, but now my computer, I have more stuff on my desk than I used to, so it's looking a bit more.
Well, I'm going to email you again to make sure you have the so you can email me information about Sunday and make sure that email went out last night after getting the notification this morning
Yeah.
that my emails weren't going through.
Totally. Mr. Good Citizen, what brands can we try to, let's say, burgers? I'll give it a shot. Well, I mean, there's so many now. I mean, Impossible's fine. It tastes exactly like flat. You still got to season it just like you do a regular. There's veggie burgers you could buy in the frozen aisle, and they're really good, and they're already pre-seasoned. They got all that stuff you need. I think the Gardein is my favorite. You get a bag of them. They're fantastic. But some people like to like make their own patties and stuff, and that's what you can do with Impossible. Sometimes you just want to get the little thing, and it's Beyond, and it also comes in like a gooey patty, and you can put it.
Yes.
It works like cow meat. I like the Gardein ones. Again, my favorite of them, they got like 25 grams of protein per. They taste delicious. I'm hungry just thinking about them actually now. When I was on the road, they also have the chicken ones, the vegan
Yep.
chicken patty ones. When I was on the road I was living in hotels. I would get hotels that have like a little kitchenette, and I would just fry up one of those in a little pan, put them between two pieces of bread, and man, Bob's your uncle. It was delicious. Little sauce.
They make I can't remember the brand of it, but they're like Italian. There's like Italian meatballs. There's like a
Yeah.
bag of crumble that I don't even think you have to refrigerate.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of shelf stable ones now too. I go old school. Like I actually have soy chunks and soy textured vegetable protein and stuff at my house that I just make it myself because I'm old school. I've been vegan for 21 years, But when I was on the road, I couldn't really do that stuff. I got those Gardeins. Gardein product has always been good. The Ultimate Gardein, that's what it's called. That's what I would try, Mr. Good Citizen. That's my recommendation.
Even at Walmart in the produce aisle, they have a whole section. I mean, even in Indiana, that has sauces and dressings and all kinds of stuff. Like it's easy to convert now.
Yeah, well, at Walmart, because I was on the road and I'd be in like very rural areas, Walmart always had the Ultimate Gardein in the bags in the frozen aisle, and they were cheap. Like I was working for a nonprofit, and I only had $30 a day to spend, so I couldn't really spend big money, so I couldn't afford some of them, like the fancier stuff. But that Ultimate Gardein, I would get those. Loved them. I put them in a cooler. I think you get 4 or 5 in there. Forget about it. I love that shit. Walmart's got everything. They got vegan mayo at Walmart now.
Yeah, they do. The veganese.
They got and they also had the Hinkelmans or whatever that one is called and they got the plant-based mayo. Shit, dude, they got everything at Walmart now. I even had vegan
fake
cookies.
Cheese.
They got vegan cheese over at fucking Walmart now. Yeah, they got all the shit. I always would get like a little bag of greens, some vegan mayo, and like some bread at Walmart, whatever the cheapest one was because I was on a budget. And then I would get I'd get that Gardein, whatever one I was feeling. It was good.
And now with the meat prices, like I priced recently, it's cheaper to buy plant-based stuff than it is to buy the real stuff.
Now it is. Yeah, now it's like it's on price parity or lower. Yeah, I mean, and you can find these in just the regular grocery store. Yes, the ones I'm talking about, I usually try to tell people the stuff that's really available. The Ultimate Gardein, it tastes great. It's readily available. Tons of protein in it, which people always ask about, and it's always like between 25 and 30 grams of fucking protein, way more than you're gonna need. They're delicious, and they're available at Kroger's or Giant or they're always available at Sprouts and Walmart. They're like super saturated. So Gardein.
You can take rice and black beans and mash them up in a food processor and fry them up in a pan and season them, how you like. And
or just mirepoix and lentils that you got a veggie burger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's good, and you start craving it after a while. Like
when I was a kid, when I first went vegan, mirepoix and lentils, make myself some patties, and then I would freeze them, and I'd be able to just throw them on the fryer and make myself veggie burgers all the time. It was fantastic. Yeah, maybe I should make some. I think I got some lentils, any kind of high protein bean that'll stick it together. Black beans are good too; they're high protein.
You should do some vegan cooking stuff.
I've done some, and they were pretty fun. Again, I love doing that type of content. I love making it, but it's like it doesn't make any money, and it's like I would love to do more of that. When I'm as big as when I get this channel a little bit bigger and I'm making more money, then I could do so much more of that stuff, because I could film. I did so much. I did a lot of that. I was making cooking content, and I was making movie content. I love doing it, but it's like, even if I got a bunch of views, because that's the thing, how many views you're gonna get? You're gonna get 1 million? No, you're gonna get like 1,000. And so what do you make on it? $1.
Yeah, you could just scream shit at MAGA while you're doing any of that stuff, rage baiting them, and that's gonna get you.
Yeah, you get more views, but even if you got 1 million views, what are you gonna make? $10?
Yeah, that's why TikTok's the payer. So TikTok pays way more than YouTube
on live
does.
streams. On live streams, not on like regular old shit, like just making content. You don't make money off of that on TikTok unless you get millions of views. And I never got millions of views on TikTok. When I was doing live on TikTok, I made more money than I did on YouTube. But then you got to deal with just trash all the time.
Yeah, trash everywhere. Humans are trash.
Not on YouTube. You got nicer people like Jackie Boyle, who says Sky taught me how to chop veggies properly on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I did a whole series about how to chop things properly. How to chiffonade. What did I chiffonade? I forget what I chiffonaded. Leeks or something. I forget what I was, or I forget what I was doing. But yeah. Anyway, that's the show. I gotta go. It's we've gone over. We went over on the last stream, so I gotta cut this one on time so I can do streaming. Thank you for hanging out with me.
Thank you for having me.
And I'll see you on Sunday for sure, right?
Yep. I'm emailing you here as soon as we finish.
Heck yeah. Then I'll see you on Sunday, and I'm going to kick you out. Bye, everybody. Everyone should follow Smokin' Blondie over on YouTube because she makes amazing music, and you'll like it. Please go over to Smokin' Blondie on YouTube.
Thank you.
Check her out. Thank you. I'll see you on Sunday. All right. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with me today on this live stream of Pick Your Battles. The question of the day was, if your family member committed a crime, would you turn them in? But the thing is, community bonds and kinship networks have served as survival infrastructure for people historically failed by legal systems. Demanding citizens override those bonds on behalf of institutions that have never protected them is a demand for compliance, not justice. It's not justice to turn in your family. That's just compliance. The calculus changes with the severity of harm. Protecting a sibling who shoplifted is categorically different from protecting one who harmed another person. Any honest conversation has to be held at that range, not collapse it into a single moral rule. But I don't think there's any crime that I would turn somebody in for unless I couldn't handle it myself. I don't know. I'm glad we had this conversation. I wish more people had called in. Mario Puzo, the writer of the books famously turned into film by Francis Ford Coppola called The Godfather, said the strength of a family, like the strength of an army, lies in its loyalty to each other. I think that's very true. Loyalty to each other, not to the state. Anyway, that's the whole show. Thank you for hanging out with me and watching Pick Your Battles. I appreciate you very, very much. And I love you. And Godspeed, rebels. Illegitimate non-carverum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Take care of each other. And I'm going to be here in an hour and 45 minutes for the gaming stream. We're going to finish Pragmata tonight. I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be a cool ending. I can't wait. I'm very excited to finishing my first playthrough of a game on gaming streaming. So thank you so much for doing that. And I want to say one more time thank you to Crazy Jackdaw and An Honest Doubter for putting a penny in the pot and supporting independent media on this channel, the Skyjack Morgan channel. See you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, by the way, Saturday I play guitar. We're just going to hang out and practice guitar together. We're just going to do that. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.